Would you be surprised to know that even successful YouTube creators, channels with millions of subscribers, can still get their thumbnails wrong? Well, in this video, I'm going to reveal some of the biggest mistakes from top creators, all creating for the click on the same trending topic, the Apple Vision Pro. With over 50 million views combined, you may be thinking, surely these pros didn't get anything wrong. But that's not true. We're going to rank each thumbnail in 3 different categories, exposing where they went wrong and how you can learn from their mistakes, even if you don't consider yourself great at thumbnails. So who are these brave creators entering the 10-round thumbnail deathmatch?
I have no idea this is going on.
Well, we got a good mix of some smaller channels doing quite a lot right, all the way to the megastars of YouTube actually doing a fair bit wrong. Each thumbnail will be scored on its clean and simple design, the overall quality, and the all-important clickability. And I'm not holding back and will expose those embarrassing mistakes and also give suggestions on how the thumbnail could be improved. Once all our scores are in and verified by our trusted adjudicating judges, we will see which creator comes out on top and is crowned the winner of the Apple Vision Pro thumbnail! Entering the arena first, we have JerryRigEverything with his thumbnail that so far has over 5 million views, which is nuts. And he's up against another massive channel, the Wall Street Journal, also with a huge view count for their 3-way split thumbnail. Let's start the battle and see who comes out on top. For the clean category, Jerry has let himself down here with a thumbnail where my eyes don't know where to look first. The background items make it all feel cluttered, which is also making it hard to even read the copy on the thumbnail. The Wall Street Journal has also forgotten about the importance of a clean thumbnail and have literally littered it with icons, text, and their logo. Seriously, are we not past the stage of including company logos? Stop it now! Again, my eyes are really struggling to know what to look at in this thumbnail, and the awkward 3-way split, it's not doing anything for me. The scores are in, and Jerry just beats the Wall Street Journal 5-4 in this round. Now let's look at the quality of them both, where there is certainly room for improvement. The lighting used in Jerry's shot is reflecting all over the black of the goggles, and there are fingerprints all over it. As mentioned before, it looks like the text has been an afterthought and something you would see in a PowerPoint from a school student. The Wall Street Journal has some aspects of quality in that each photo looks alright. Having them all together in this awkward split has let it down, as nothing is the hero here. Both have massive room for improvement, and they score a tie in this round with a 5. Let's quickly head on over to our almighty thumbnail master and find out what the Wall Street Journal could have done differently to increase their score.
This 3-way split just leads to awkward shapes to fill. On a simple vertical split, it would have made the whole thumbnail cleaner and easier on the eyes.
Thanks, Master. Now back to the action where Jerry has landed a massive score of 7 on clickability. And here's why. Unless I plan on using these goggles for welding, I'm not sure I need to fully see how strong they are. But equally, who doesn't love to see anything being pushed to its limits? And that is what this channel is all about. And because he's got quite a catchy title, along with making scratches on a premium product, I want to know how much it takes to break these things. And that is why he scores a 7. Can the Wall Street Journal snatch it at the end and get a win? Of course not. I don't get any urgency or FOMO from the thumbnail, and with a title as basic as this, a 5 is the maximum I can give. Well done, Jerry. You've made it to round 2. Next up, Jerry is taking on the GOAT, Mr. Casey Neistat, with a classic Casey-style thumbnail, which has also amassed millions and millions of views. So we know the score to beat, but can Casey do it? Let's find out. For the clean category, yes, Casey has done a clean-looking thumbnail, but he's done one of the biggest mistakes in making the thumbnail about him and New York, but nothing is instantly suggesting it's about the Apple Vision Pro. In fact, the goggles are literally only taking up about 3% of the thumbnail, so without reading the title, you'd have no idea it's even anything to do with it. A clean image, yes, but that's where my compliments stop, and he only scores a 5. Quality, it's a nice image, and the symmetry is quite well done. He's framed nicely in the center. You got the vanishing point with the lines either side going off into the distance. There's a nice yellow taxi to complement against his orangey red jacket, but it's not really a premium looking image as it's been taken with an action camera. So he scores a 5 for this, and that brings it all down to the last category to see who wins this round. So who gets my click? Well, they both are targeting different audiences with their titles, but for me, it's an easy win for Casey, simply because his videos are always honest and fun, and the title really gives me that desire to know what is this one thing. This is where using clever wording to cause an itch can make a video blow up, and also score a 10 in this thumbnail showdown. Well done, Casey, you're through to round 3. So with Jerry on his way out, let's ask our thumbnail master where he could have gained some points.
Busy thumbnails make your eyes work too hard, so a simple solution would have been to strip it back, remove all the clutter and copy, and then drive home the shock factor with the tool making the scratch, and add some supporting, nicely considered typography. This would have added points to both the clean and quality category.
Wow! Thanks, Master. What a lesson there. Okay, next into the arena to take on the GOAT is Sarah Grace. Casey's got some competition here because Sarah has come straight into the game with a cleaner thumbnail that actually shows what the video is about. The Apple Vision Pro. And based on that, she scores a 6. The thing that's let her thumbnail down is the fact that she's got too many background elements going on. She's got windows on windows, a sofa, all this other furniture. It just makes the thumbnail feel more cluttered. Can she keep the lead when it comes to quality? Yes, she can, and scores an impressive 6 purely because her photo is taken with a proper camera and there's some good retouching done and Photoshop work. One thing I don't like to see here though is the use of a stroke around the subject. It makes them pop off the background, but it just cheapens the whole image. But it all comes down to the last category, clickability. Dear oh dear, just look at that title! How long do you think they spent brainstorming this beauty? Talk about uninspiring. Sarah, you score a 5, which means you lose. Off you get. Now go work on your titles. Hopefully you can all see what's wrong with the title. It's borderline, who cares? Hey Master, any thoughts on this?
At least add some drama or put some stakes into it. Something as simple as, is the Apple Vision Pro just hype? Make me want to click.
So with Casey still in the game, let's welcome the next huge creator, Justine. Again, Casey, you lose on the clean category with Justine scoring a respectable 6. It's a clean image. I do think the proportions maybe could have been a bit better, made yourself and the goggles larger in the frame. The icons are clear, but a little too large, and that takes away from the hero aspect of the product. It's a tie when it comes to quality. Justine's is good, but it's actually a bit boring. The scale issue could be the culprit here, but it's also the colors used. They're just a bit drab and uninspiring. Justine needs at least a 9 now to stay in the game, but does her thumbnail and title make me want to click? No. The title is okay, but I just don't feel inspired to click on the thumbnail. Sorry to say it, Justine, but you only score a 3 here. Ouch. I told you I'd be harsh. Casey with another win under his belt, but can he take on a smaller channel and still survive? Let's welcome to the arena, Michael Tobin. I've got a good feeling about this thumbnail, Michael. Casey should be worried. Straight away, Michael has knocked it out of the park in terms of creating a clean thumbnail. There is almost 0 distractions in it, and I totally understand the vision he had. A whopping 9 out of 10 awarded to you. Not only is it a clean thumbnail, it's also really high quality with the cinematic lighting going on. Maybe a touch too dark, and the background editing visuals, they're barely visible, which unfortunately scores you down, but it's still a big improvement on Casey, and this 8 will almost guarantee you a win. Don't fail me now, Mike. Do I want to click? Well, yes and no. As a video editor, it kind of works as a title, although it's a little safe. But limiting your thumbnail to only showing DaVinci from a Premiere Pro user's perspective, I'm not sure I'd care so much. It'd still be added to my watch later list, but with a score of 6, I'm not fully convinced I actually will ever watch it. But amazingly, with that score, you have defeated the GOAT. We're at the halfway point now, and the scores have racked up to an impressive 23 out of 30. Who can take on Michael and progress to the final rounds? Well, here comes a channel that's been around forever and is no stranger to new tech. Let's welcome Unbox Therapy. Whoa, I don't think I've seen a cleaner thumbnail in all my life. There's 0 distractions in this one. You know exactly what the item is. Top marks for this, 10 out of 10. It's also a really well lit and photographed shot. It's a little stark though. Anything they could have done different here, Master?
Simply by increasing the size of the image in the frame by about 30%, that would have given it more impact while browsing.
It's so minimal, it could just do with being a bit more heroic looking. I'll give it an 8 though, as it's still top quality. This is exciting. All they need to do now is score a 5 or more to progress to the next round. So does it get my click? I'm a bit lost. This title, it means absolutely nothing to me. I'm an iPhone user. Why it's targeted only for Android surely limits their reach. Sorry to say, but a 4 is all I can award. And just like that, they've let themselves down. What was a strong, clean visual has just been wasted on a title so specific. Next up, this creator needs no introduction. He's the king of tech, Mr. Marquez Brownlee. Good luck, Michael, you're up against the king. So Marquez has done a little bit of social hacking on his thumbnail by incorporating part of Apple's actual imagery. This is almost an expectation versus reality split thumbnail, and it's a great job at doing just that. It's really clean, there's nothing distracting in the thumbnail, and it's so easy to understand what's going on. A solid 9 for Marquez. For quality, it's an amazing replica of the Apple advert, and it's done all in camera, whereas the Apple one is probably a mix of renders and some heavy manipulation. What I love about Marquez's thumbnail is that it has a more honest feel on his side, even with the battery lead not being pixel perfect like the Apple one. Nice job on using a contrasting background color. Really makes the split screen work well. Just a shame Marquez's eyes look a bit closed, but this is also a good thing showing the reality aspect. Not much I can fault on the quality, and a solid 9 again, well deserved. In terms of clickability, Marquez has a big advantage in the fact that he has built a huge reputation for giving the most honest and tech-heavy review videos. People trust him, which adds that FOMO aspect. And even with a title that is pretty basic, adding the what it's actually like at the end means he's going to deliver some hard-hitting facts that I'd want to watch. It gets an 8 for me and puts Marquez into the top spot going into round 8. Entering the arena to take on the king is Shervin Shares with his beautiful moustache. Does he have what it takes to shout out, "The king is dead"? Well, from first impressions, he's in with a shout. When I see this thumbnail, it gets me excited. There's color, interest, adventure to it, but is it clean? It's not bad, but there are a few distractions from the city in the background, which makes my eye look at this orange block, more so than the goggles. With that in mind, as fun as the image is, I can only award it a 7 for how clean it is. It's a great quality image, nice detail everywhere, great background blur of the city, and I really appreciate the effort to get the shot alongside your two mates. And I don't think this is a faked shot. I think everything we're seeing in the thumbnail is taken from one image, and that deserves some recognition and bonus points. Because it's a little busy with the choice of background framing, the quality, it suffered ever so slightly, but you still get a massively impressive 8. Unfortunately, for those of you who've already got a C in maths, you've already worked out that Shervin can't win, even if he scores a 10. It's a shame, as it's one of the more entertaining thumbnails from the bunch. And as mentioned, I really like the fact there's 3 of you in the thumbnail, and I want to see what shenanigans you lads get up to in New York. So it definitely gets my click, and you score a 9, but long live the king, unfortunately. Let's check in with the master and find out where it went wrong for Shervin!
There's 2 elements that could have changed to earn a higher score. This orange block is nothing but a distraction, so removing that creates a cleaner looking thumbnail. And the height of Shervin in this formation? Well, it could be a touch higher to create more of a heroic look to himself.
Noah Herman, please enter the arena. Wow, this thumbnail has massive similarities to the previous one from Shervin, and it's got some nice Inception-style vibes to me. It's very clean with the minimal amount of background detail. The colors are all working in harmony, and I can clearly see the Apple Vision Pro from 3 unique angles. A solid 8 out of 10 for how clean this one is. The quality is super high in Noah's image, and in some ways is faultless. But for me, the camera's height that's shooting the images, it's a little too high, and that means we're seeing a lot of ground in the background. A lower angle would have allowed for some sky, which would provide extra contrast between your coat and the background. Again, high praise for the blending of the 3 shots of you, and an 8 is what you're rewarded with. Does the title interest me to get my click? It's quite a clever one, and certainly raises my interest, but combined with the grey muted tones of the thumbnail, it only makes me slightly curious in clicking. A score of 7 means Marquez still gets my winning vote. Anything to add, thumbnail master?
A lower angle to see some contrasting sky against the grey coat, that would have helped in creating some separation. Also, the formation of the 3 subjects should maybe have the central character as the hero and larger in the frame.
That's what I was thinking too. Great minds think alike, hey? So now we enter the final round. Will Marquez be crowned the winner? Or is there someone out there who can take him out? welcome to the arena, the friendliest face on YouTube, Mr. Ryan Trahan. I love this guy. There's not a single bad bone in his body, but does he have a thumbnail worthy of the crown? Let's find out in the final showdown. So starting with clean, Ryan has nailed it here with an ultra clear and simple concept, which also has a well thought out link to the title with this notification in the image. Nice and bright, it gets an impressive 9 out of 10, all to play for still. With Marquez scoring 9 for quality, Ryan needs to deliver, and he's gonna get close, but there is a few issues if I'm gonna be picky. The main one being his finger. It's not pointing close enough to the no wording that's highlighted. Also, there's a strange bright patch in the corner and above his hair, which is sloppy, as the rest of the background is a pleasant single shade of grey. And finally, the light reflection in the goggles. It's a little too much. It's a curved piece of glass, so will always be tricky to get the reflection perfect, but Marquez managed to get a cleaner looking one in comparison. So Ryan, you score an 8, which means it all comes down to the final category. This is exciting, isn't it, Master?
Yeah.
Ryan, you need at least a 9 to draw with Marquez. It's a clean thumbnail, a great quality thumbnail, but is it a thumbnail I want to click? Well, the thumbnail grabs my attention. I love the nod to the ignoring the health warning shown in the image, and the title is classic Ryan genius, where I just want to know what 50 hours stuck in this headset would be like. The scores are in. They've been checked by our ruthless panel, and I can now reveal the winner of the Apple Vision Pro thumbnail is... well, it couldn't have gone to a nicer creator. Ryan Trahan, take a bow. 10 out of 10 steals the win from Marquez. You are the first winner to take home all that glory. Go hug your wife, phone your dad, eat some sweets, and send me a message and I'll send out your trophy. So after 10 rounds of seeing me roast these big creators and understanding what gets my vote and where a thumbnail or title could be improved, you're ready to use these tips to start creating better, more clickable thumbnails for your channel. But that's just the start. Now YouTube autoplays your video, you also need to look good in the first few seconds, which is why this video should be watched next to help you step up your production quality and get that potential viewer to click.